So why do I talk about the kiddo, the inner kiddo, when I'm talking about this work? As we get to be adults, we go inside more. We stop talking outwardly as much. Little kids, 5-year-olds, they don't have much of an internal dialogue. Well, some of them do. But a lot of kids that age are just saying whatever they're thinking. They're just talking about things pretty outwardly, expressing their emotions pretty outwardly. And as they start going to school, if they cry at school, they might get laughed at. Or even if they don't get laughed at, maybe they can see how uncomfortable another kid is watching them cry. Or they experience people just trying to make them feel better, like to make their feelings go away. And so they just learn that their feelings are an inconvenience for other people, that there's something to be managed. And so habits form when we're 5, when we're 6, when we're 7, even younger. And we carry those on with us into adulthood. And so the way that I have found to get through my own real healing is to think about myself as a little kid. To look at pictures of myself as a little kid. I have, on my wall over here, I have a picture of me when I'm really little, and a picture of me when I'm in like 3rd grade. And these pictures really help me to connect to that kid that's inside. And so I'm, here's like here's older me, just super awkward. I don't know if you can see that. Wearing those jeans, star name tag, Jack Purcell's, zip down sweatshirt. I remember that outfit. It was a good outfit. And then there's really little me. My mom used to make all of our clothes. And look at those bangs. Little cheesy grin. So when I look at these pictures, I really connect to her. And I just see what a love she is. You can't look at a kiddo like that and not just want the world for them. Not just want them to feel really safe. Like, I almost think about her like she's a different person from me. But I have access to all her memories. And so when I'm having a hard time finding compassion for myself, if I've just said something that was just really shitty and I shouldn't have said it, really judged somebody, and I'm like, why am I being so mean? Why am I a perfectionist? Like, what's my problem? I can connect to this little girl. I can find a picture. I have pictures of her on my phone, and I have physical pictures, and I just connect with her, and I look at her, and I think, oh, sweetheart, you just felt unsafe. You felt worried that you weren't okay, and you found that if you judged other people, it gave you the illusion that you had it figured out. And so I can imagine that she's the one that said the thing. And I can meet her, and I can scoop her up in my mind, and I can say, oh, sweetheart, I love you so much. What's going on? And when I ask myself that question, I know what it is. And I do all of this out loud because it's hard to lie to yourself when you're saying things out loud. So I always go to the kiddo because the kiddo is easy to relate to. Everybody loves kiddos. Well, most people love kiddos. And even if we don't know how to relate to them, we don't feel like we're good with kids. We just, kids make us smile. And so it's easier to have compassion for a kid than it is for an adult, because we've got all this programming about how adults are bad people and they're toxic and they're selfish and they're misguided, and we have all of these reasons to judge adults. But little kids are just the human without the programming that makes them difficult. So when we return to the kid, we return to the pure human, the pure form of love that we all came here as. And when I think of myself in this way, it gets really easy to soften and have compassion for myself. And so when I'm working through something, I will sometimes look at a picture of my little kiddo, but sometimes I'll finish it up with some mirror work, where I actually look in my own eyes once I've connected, and I'm feeling enough compassion for my little kiddo that I'm actually in heart space again in myself. Then I can go look in my own eyes and I can offer myself the compassion that I'm needing to let go of that thing, so I'm not ugly to my partner, or I'm not carrying around judgment toward that person and just like skirting around my own growth. Because those of us who are dedicated to our own emotional growth and expansion, we're just cheating ourselves when we get stuck on what the other person's doing. So if you want to start out in this kiddo work and just play with it, find a picture of you as a kid. If you don't have any, then, ask a parent or a relative who might have one. Get your hands on one, have a copy of it on your phone. And when you're having a hard time, imagine that it's that kiddo acting out inside of you. And see if you can get to a place where you can just love them. See if you can do a visualization where you meet them, either in the present moment that you're in, that they're having a hard time in, or in a past memory that you've got where you acted in a similar way. Just meet them there and see what it would feel like to imagine scooping them up, telling them what you needed to hear back then but didn't get. You might find that you soften.